that picture is from November of 2013, about the same weight that I was when I came here in April of 2014. And my daughter and I are wearing the same sweater. I now wear her sweater. So I'm not in her jeans yet, but I can wear her sweater. It's a little big on her there. It's snug on me, but it's good. So yeah, I think I can really see it in my face. My face a lot too. So okay, well, my name is Beth. That's my family. I have a 14-year-old daughter who's 9th grader, 9-year-old son, 4th grade, and my little guy Carter, who is 5. He'll start kindergarten this fall, and that's my husband, Tom. So I've been married for almost 21 years. We got married very young, all right. Okay, sorry. I always get very nervous talking about myself, so I'll stop looking at that picture. So I wanted to make I've been wanting to lose weight for a long time. Like with Tina, we always had big meals. You finish everything on your plate. My mom always had, there was always Pop-Tarts in the house. I can remember just, running for the bus with a package of Pop-Tarts. Lunch, she would just give us money, my brother and I money, and we would buy her lunch. And every day I would get this giant chocolate chip cookie, and I always look for the ones that were not baked very much. I love that gooey. And a little thing of milk. And that's what I ate, all through high school. I ate really crappy, but I could do that. I just stayed skinny. I was so skinny all the time. I went to college. I didn't really gain any weight there. I just stayed very, very thin. I was typically around 110 pounds or less, but hovered right around that for many, many years. And when I got my first professional job, where I was a desk job, I did gain a little bit of weight. I remember somebody said to me, "Are you pregnant?" I was really embarrassed, but it was only a little bit of weight. So my husband and I started exercising. We got a Bowflex. We were doing the Bowflex thing. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I was doing it. And I actually lost a lot of weight. I was really stressed at work, and I got down to 95 pounds. I was really super skinny. And then I got pregnant. And I was skinny, and my doctor didn't worry at all, and I gained about 55 pounds with my daughter. And then after she was born, I struggled with some postpartum depression. And the initial weight that I lost, I gained back. And I kept gaining. So by the time that, then I had my second child, and I gained a lot of weight with him again. I didn't even look at the scale, so I don't even know how much I gained. And then afterwards, again, I struggled with a little bit of depression. And then I just kept gaining. So my highest weight that I was in the 180s. And I'm 5'2", so that's very big. And I didn't send that picture to put up here because it's pretty awful. Then I started Weight Watchers, and I did lose some weight on Weight Watchers. I lost about 30 pounds. But I don't think I ever really learned how to eat right. I just was working the system, the points. I just worked the points to get whatever I wanted to eat. But I did lose weight, and I wasn't really exercising. So then I lost that 30 pounds. I got pregnant with my third child. And I have no clue how much I gained. I have no idea. I just never even looked at the scale. I look at the scale way too much now, but then I didn't. And then after he was born, I was 37, and after he was born, I did breastfeed all my children. It did not really help lose the weight with the first two, but with my third one, he had food allergies. So I had to really limit what I could eat. I was at the point he was allergic to so many different things that I was eating the chicken breast, some brown rice, and broccoli. And that's what I ate for almost every meal. And I lost all the weight. I lost so much weight so fast. And I got down to about 125. But I didn't, again, learn how to eat right. I never learned through any of this process, what to eat and what I should be doing or how to exercise. I just went up, down, and up and down with my weight. And I said, okay, well, I'm never going to go back there again. But I did. As soon as he wasn't nursing anymore and I could eat what I want, I was busy with 3 kids. I drove through that drive-through at Chick-fil-A. It's late. We're all going to go out to eat tonight because we're so busy. I work full-time. I do marketing and PR for a nonprofit organization. We're very small staff, and I work a lot of hours. And with 3 kids, and we're just always really busy. So we were eating crappy all the time, and I gained that weight back. And so when I came, that picture there, about 170 in that picture. And I had been wanting to make a change for a long time, and two of my very close friends, one who's here, Josie, and Julie, have been coming to Marinos, and they kept encouraging me to come, and I was like, I don't have time, I just can't do it, I got so many things, there's no way I can make the time. And so then last year, there was this really great, like, I love shopping with coupons and getting deals. So there was a really great Living Social offer or something. I'm like, I can't pass it up. So I bought it, and it came in here. And on my first day, I made Josie come with me. Like I was like waiting outside for her. I wouldn't come in here without her. I think my first day was actually Chris's 40th birthday. I think there was balloons and stuff. I don't know if he's back here. So he didn't come by that day. It was a Friday actually. Friday. So like you, like I did the workout. I was like, this is great. And I've never been an exerciser. I don't like exercising other than that time on the Bowflex. I don't really like exercising. I get bored very easily. I don't know what to do. I hate trying to figure out, well, should I do this or that or what combination. So for 3 years at Planet Fitness, I had that $10 a month deal, and I went in and I did the elliptical. I think I went 12 times in 3 years. So Josie held my hand coming in here, and then she's like, you should come back tomorrow. It's a different class, because that was conditioning. I'm like, okay, all right, I think I can come tomorrow. And so she met me again, like, hold my hand coming in here, because it was a strength class. I couldn't walk either. Like, I had to go step down the steps or scoot on my bottom. It was awful. It was so awful. But I came back the next week, and I kept coming back. So for 2 months, I did the group classes, and I wish I had done the body fat calculation when I first came, and I didn't, and I regret that. I know about what I weighed, but I didn't do the body fat calculation. So then I decided to try the semi-private too. They're great, the group classes are wonderful, but I just wasn't sure I was doing it right. I wanted to make sure, and I wanted to change fast. I really did, and I just felt like if I know how to move this muscle right or do that. So I also switched over to the semi-private, and that's when I got my body fat measured. So between the beginning of July of 2014 and currently, I've reduced my body fat about close to 9%. I've lost about 30 pounds since I came here, but that's about, I think, 22 since I started in semi-private. And I was wearing I'm probably in a size 14 jeans in that picture. And I'm currently between a 4 and a 6, depending on and Rachel also gets a lot of emails from me. Traveling, because I do travel. So some of my challenges were, I mentioned those before, I never thought I would have time to come in here. I never slept very well. I've been an insomniac for years, so I had no energy. I was eating crappy. My health was horrible. I got sick very easily. Just always thought everybody else is a priority in my life except me. I like to volunteer. I'm a Girl Scout leader, work my job, just always focused on everybody else, and I didn't take the time for me. So that was something I had to learn to do. Meeting with Rachel and just through emails and stuff is to really take time and focus on me and say it's okay to put myself first. And to talk to my family about it too, and to talk to my kids. My daughter's always been a very responsible child. She, all through middle school, got herself up in the morning for school and got herself ready. But we took that up a notch this year. So I come in the morning. I remember telling Josie, I'll never go at 6 a.m. You were crazy. I will never go at 6 a.m. But it was like my third week I was coming at 6 a.m. So, and then my husband's a teacher, so in the summertime it was easier to kind of get into these routines. But he actually leaves really early in the morning too. So now in the morning, my daughter gets up. She gets her brother, the 9-year-old, up. He gets himself ready. And they both, one of them wakes up my 5-year-old, and he starts the process of getting ready so that I can come here. And I come here 6 days a week. I currently come at 5:30. Maureen on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and 6 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm not saying it's perfect. My kids, sometimes I go home and I'm yelling at them. In December, one day I went home and the 2 boys were playing with their iPods and eating Oreo cookies at 6:50 in the morning. And I was screaming at them. But the day after. That was right before Chris started at 5:30, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that 5:30. So it's not easy, but some of the ways that we make it work in our house it's really involved with planning. I think that's the best thing I could say, is that planning is really key to everything. So we make all the lunches and breakfast the night before. My son eats eggs every morning for breakfast. I make those the night before. I make my breakfast the night before. We pack all the lunches. I work from home 3 days a week, and now I even make my breakfast for those days the night before, because what I was finding was, come home from being here at Marino's, get the kids off, and then finally get Carter off to preschool 8:30, and then I'm finally get my breakfast at 9, and I would walk in the house, and I was starving by that point, so to take the time to make my breakfast, I wasn't always making good choices. So I even make that breakfast the night before. We plan our meals ahead. If I'm doing really well, I know what we're going to have for the week, but sometimes it's just a day or two ahead. But the biggest thing that we've done or changed is about every 4 to 6 weeks, I take a whole day and I make a bunch of meals. And I pick like 2 or 3 recipes that I make a ton of. So I have like this beef barley recipe, and I make these 3 giant pots of it, and then it goes into containers into our deep freezer. And I make some in single serve that I can thaw and take to work with me, or family size servings as well. And since I do it often enough, there's probably, like, currently in my freezer maybe 20 different types of meals in my freezer, so it's just really easy to thaw and do that. So now, like, we almost never go out to eat anymore, and that's okay. It's healthier, it's easier, it's less stressful, it's less money, and because I know, like, I have something really easy at home that I can just pop in the microwave and we can have. So some are meals that are fully cooked, and some are meals that go into Ziplocs that you thaw and then put into the crock pot. So, and then Rachel has taught me about making good choices and how to balance what's right for me. So when we do recipes and we get new recipes, I put them into MyFitnessPal. It's great if you go on their through the website on the computer. You can just copy in the recipe, post it into MyFitnessPal, and calculate everything for you. Sometimes you have to tweak it. And then she's helped me figure out, like that beef barley recipe I mentioned, it's all carb and protein, so she's like, well, just have a handful of nuts with it to get the fat in there. So, she's helped me figure that piece out, and then, like everybody else has said here, the staff here is absolutely wonderful. Everyone's so supportive. They're also different. I love coming here. We went skiing we were going skiing. It was so cold, I didn't go. I sat around and did nothing, which was great. But my husband went snowboarding, and later that evening I was like stretching out, and he's like, you miss Marino's, don't you? Because I didn't get to go to my workout that morning. I was like, yeah. Or when we were planning our vacations for next summer, I was like counting how many days am I going to miss of my workouts. Like, I don't want to miss all those days. I hate it. And I'm excited to come in here because it's different. It's exciting. Like I said, I was so bored with exercising, and it's always fresh and it's different. And this great supportive group here, wonderful people, and I know that I'll never go back there again because I worked really hard for it this time. I was always saying that I was on a diet, or I can't have that because I'm on a diet. And I read an article about how detrimental those words are to girls growing up. To hear their mothers say that they're on a diet. So, we're saying really about become what we say. And I just think that learning to eat right's been the biggest thing I've learned here.